Are the Toronto Maple Leafs on the verge of a game-changing trade that could elevate their playoff ambitions? Rumors are swirling about a potential deal involving a Stanley Cup champion, and it's raising eyebrows across the NHL. As the clock ticks down on the trade deadline, the Leafs are eyeing a pivotal addition to their roster that could reshape their third line. With the pressure mounting, will the Leafs pull the trigger on a move that could finally bring the cup home? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video to stay in the loop on all things Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs are making waves as they're linked to the New York Rangers in a potential trade involving Riley Smith, a recent Stanley Cup champion. As we approach the negotiation deadline this Friday, the pressure is on for the Leafs to make some significant moves. Elliot Friedman from Sportsnet has reported that the Leafs are not just on the hunt for centers. They're also exploring options for a defenseman and even eyeing UFA Mikko Rantanen if the Hurricanes decide to part ways with him. While the primary focus for the Leafs remains securing a center, they're also considering bolstering their third line with a winger who can add some experience and depth. Smith, a native of Ontario, is a compelling choice for the Leafs. He's proven himself in the playoffs, being a crucial player in the Vegas Golden Knights' journey to the finals and ultimately winning the Stanley Cup in 2023. The Rangers have held on to Smith for trade protection, but with their recent deal involving Ryan Lindgren headed to Colorado, it looks like they're willing to move assets for their UFA players this season. Bringing Smith back to Toronto makes a lot of sense. He'd not only add playoff pedigree to our roster, but also potentially solidify our third line, which could be instrumental in the postseason. However, the Leafs are in a tight spot with their salary cap and trade chips, meaning any acquisition must be done wisely. Personally, I'm not fully sold on bringing in a depreciating asset like Smith, unless the cost is low, and the Rangers are willing to retain a significant portion of his salary. It's a delicate balancing act for GM Brad Treliving, who's known for his willingness to explore every opportunity to not miss out on a good deal. As fans, we've seen this team navigate through so many ups and downs, and with this current roster, the stakes are higher than ever. Every decision made now could shape our chances at a deep playoff run. This leads me to wonder, are we truly on the right path? With the team's championship aspirations, I find myself torn. Sure, Smith brings a wealth of experience, but will he be the piece that pushes us over the edge? Or are we risking too much for a player that might not fit our needs perfectly? And I want to hear from you, the passionate fans of the Toronto Maple Leafs. What do you think about this potential trade? Is Riley Smith the right player for our team? Are we making the right moves as we chase that elusive Stanley Cup? Share your thoughts down below. I want to dive deeper into this discussion with all of you. The Toronto Maple Leafs are on the brink of a transformative trade, and it might just involve an unexpected partner, the Utah Hockey Club. As we navigate through the latest buzz surrounding our beloved team, it's essential to assess the potential impact of such a move on the Leafs' future, while also weighing the emotional stakes for us, the passionate fans. Utah is struggling, and they seem willing to part ways with some veterans. This presents a unique opportunity for Brad Treliving and the Leafs. Imagine acquiring someone like Nick Bjugstad to solidify our 3C position, or Lawson Krause, who would complement John Tavares and William Nylander perfectly. Krause has consistently put up 20 goals a season, adding that much-needed offensive depth. And let's not forget about Michael Kesselring. He's a young defenseman who can bring physicality and solid defensive play. With Craig Berube in mind, he fits the mold of what we need on the blue line. Now, Ryan Smith, the owner of Utah, is looking to make a significant move. The Leafs have intriguing assets to offer, such as Easton Cowan, who has the potential to be a future offensive star, and Ben Danford, a promising defensive prospect. Coupled with some draft picks, this could be a trade that not only helps us now, but also sets the stage for future success. So, what does this proposed trade look like? The Leafs would receive Bjugstad Krause, with Utah retaining 25% of his salary, Kesselring, and a 2025 fourth-round pick. In exchange, Utah would get Cowan, Danford, Topi Nimala, David Kampf, and a 2025 third-round pick from Edmonton. It's bold, risky, but could pay off handsomely for Toronto. This trade would allow us to offload Ryan Reeves and Connor Timmins, and with Janny Hakanpää potentially moving to LTIR, the roster could undergo a significant reshaping. However, it's crucial to consider the ramifications of losing Cowan and Danford. They're promising talents, but the chance to add established players who can make an immediate impact is tremendous. If this trade goes through, the Leafs lineup could be strikingly balanced. Picture this: Nyes, Matthews, and Marner leading the charge, followed by Krause, Tavares, and Nylander bringing firepower to the second line. Bjugstad on the third line with Robertson and Domi adds both depth and versatility. The fourth line could be a solid checking unit with Lawrence, Järnkrok, and Holmberg. Defensively, while our top pairings might not shift drastically, adding Kesselring could enhance the overall stability of our blue line. He could complement Simon, Benoit, providing that much-needed defensive presence that we've been craving. Now, as a passionate Leafs fan, I can't help but feel torn about this potential decision. Losing young prospects is always tough, especially when they hold so much promise. But then again, the reality of our current situation demands that we go for it. This is about winning now. The combination of size, scoring, and defensive responsibility that Bjugstad, Krause, and Kesselring bring is enticing. And here's where I want to hear from you, my fellow fans. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. While I recognize the necessity of making bold moves, the emotional attachment to our prospects can't be ignored. So, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Do you believe this path could lead us closer to the ultimate goal of bringing home the cup? As we stand on the precipice of what could be a pivotal moment in this season, it's essential to stay connected and engaged. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates. And remember to activate the notification bell to get all the latest news straight to your feed. Let's keep the conversation going and go Leafs go.